Hello, and welcome back to Blue Ridge Community Church Online Sunday School. Today, we're going to find out that Jesus is compassionate. We've been talking the last few weeks about different things that Jesus is. And today, we are going to learn that he is compassionate. And that means that when we feel sad or hurt, he feels it in his heart too. We're going to read in the Bible about a time that Jesus felt compassion for someone and did something really exciting. So let's begin today by sharing about the most exciting thing that happened to us this week. Not forever, but just this week. Why don't you guys, if you're watching this with your mom and dad, pause the computer right now and talk about the most exciting thing that happened to you this week. Okay, that sounded like some exciting stuff. I'm going to share with you the most exciting thing that happened to me this week was I got to babysit my little granddaughter. And she's just a baby. She's only 6 months old, but she was so much fun to play with and snuggle with. And that was very exciting for me. Now, those were all some very exciting things, I bet, that you talked about. But wait until you hear about the exciting things that Jesus did. It was amazing. And he did it because he's compassionate. He feels our sadness in his heart, and he wants to help us. When we're friends with him, he shows us that we can be compassionate to others too. Today, we'll find out, like I said, about this one particular time when Jesus was compassionate. And Jesus always notices when people are sad or they're hurting, and he wants to help them do something to take away their sadness and their pain. So we're going to take out our Bibles here and we are going to turn to the book of Luke, which is in the New Testament. And we're going to turn to chapter 7 and we're going to read verses 11 through 17. So let's pay close attention as I read the verses. The next day, Jesus went to a town called Nain. His followers and a large crowd were traveling with him. When he came near the town gate, he saw a funeral. A mother who was a widow had lost her only son. A large crowd from the town was with the mother while her son was being carried out. When the Lord saw her, he felt sorry for her. Jesus said to her, "Don't cry." He went up to the coffin and touched it. The men who were carrying it stopped. Jesus said, "Young man, I tell you, get up." And the son sat up and began to talk. Then Jesus gave him back to his mother. All the people were amazed. They began praising God. They said, "A great prophet has come to us. God is taking care of his people." This news about Jesus spread throughout all Judea and into the places around there. Wow, what a story that was. So the Bible says that Jesus and his friends saw a funeral happening near the edge of town. How many of you guys know what a funeral is? Well, a funeral is when people get together because someone they love has died. That sounds really sad to me. And next, the Bible tells us that a young man had died. That's very sad. And the young man had a mommy, but she was his mom's only child. She didn't have any other children. Her only child had died. But that's not all. Her husband had died too. and that's extra sad. The Bible says a crowd of people were with her, and Jesus saw them. He saw the mommy crying, and he saw how sad she was. It sounds like these things are very, very sad. Um, Everyone feels sad from time to time. I know I certainly feel sad, and I'm sure you do too. Well, this mommy was having a very sad time. But the Bible, in our Bible story where we just read, it tells us that Jesus was compassionate. When he saw her, he told her, "Don't cry." Then he went and stood where the mommy's son who had died was, and he touched him. And then he said, "Young man, get up." And do you know what? The boy came back to life. He sat up and began to talk, and everyone was amazed. They knew that Jesus was very special and had God's special powers. It was kind of like Jesus lifted some weight from the mommy when he brought her son back to life. You know, sometimes when we're really sad, we just feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders and it's really heavy. Well, uh, Jesus took that heaviness away and helped carry her heavy sadness. When someone is compassionate, it's like the person helps with a heavy load. Think about when you're sad and someone comes and gives you a hug or they sit with you and just are being a good friend. That person is showing you compassion. The person maybe can't take away your sadness, but just by sitting with you and being there, it makes you feel a little better. Jesus does that for us. And we can be compassionate with others too. We can be compassionate by helping someone who's hurt or feeling really sad, like maybe one of our friends at school, if they've had a bad day, or maybe they got a bad grade on a test, or they're not feeling the best. Or and we could sit with them maybe so that they're not sitting all alone. Or maybe we could give them a high five, or we could just share something with them. Maybe you've got uh, a snack or something that you could share with them, or just by giving them some kind words and saying, "I'm sorry you're feeling so sad." We can be compassionate with others just like Jesus was compassionate. And so I want you to, hopefully, you guys are getting your craft kits. They're here at church, or have your mom or dad email me and I can get one to you. Because in our craft this week, we're going to make a gift, a special gift that we can use to show compassion to one of our friends if they're feeling sad. So think about it this week. If you're at school, or you're at church or somewhere where you're around other people, and if one of your friends is being really sad, you can use this week's craft and give that to them and show them compassion. All right, guys, that's all for this week. I will see you back here on the BRCC YouTube channel next week. See you later.